What's up, you guys? Happy Monday night. Welcome to another happy post-game show. How you doing, brother? I think I know you got a lot to say, so I'm just gonna let you go.
You know what, Kevin? We watched a team last night, and I don't even know if I could call it a team. I really don't even know if I should call this fucking Jet organization a team because these guys play for their names, and not the name of the team. That was with everything on the line yesterday. You walked out into Arizona Cardinal Stadium, whatever the fucking name of the stadium is, with everything to gain. Everything that had to happen earlier in the day happened for you. And this is the performance you give us?
Against
This
like
is
the
the performance.
25th ranked defense, too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They made the 24th ranked defense look like the number one defense in the world.
Yeah,
And they
there you
made the
go.
Cardinals offense, who's a decent offense, but that offense looked, I don't know what offense to compare it to. They look like the greatest show on turf. They scored on three possessions, all of 70 yards. 70 yards back to back on three different possessions, 21 friggin' points.
You can't make that
21
shit up.
friggin' points.
You can't make that shit up.
Kevin, the game was over with after the first three possessions. The Cardinals
Yeah,
could have just ran the
yeah,
ball and killed the clock as much as they wanted to.
sure.
Because this shit team that we're so proud of, that we speak so highly of, that we all we got is all stars. Oh yeah, look at how great Sauce is. Look how great AVT is. Look how great Brees Hall is. Please, I'm tired, Kevin. I'm tired. Like I sat there yesterday once again. I rooted for the teams who needed to help us, and they did help us.
Hmm.
And this is what we get. This is the product a New York, New Jersey team puts out on the field.
We went into 425, and I'm like, it's all set up for you. Now go play football.
Ah, yeah.
And then I got to listen to the coach today say, they weren't ready to play. What do you mean they weren't ready to play?
That alone. Says oh, I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words.
Weren't ready to play.
What did we as Jet fans do to deserve this shit that we see? We do.
And then I gotta hear the quarterback and Devontae say there was no freaking energy. What? No energy? What? No
You drop,
energy?
yeah, no energy. Ty, maybe if you catch a goddamn pass that's thrown to you, you know what? Please, I'm tired of
Both
Devontae
sides of the ball. On both sides of the ball, Rodgers said there was no energy. How could
Yeah,
there be no? How could there be no energy?
because you know what? They're only playing for the name on the
You're
back.
fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, yeah. Everything with to gain yesterday.
Everything you needed to happen during the day happened. Win the game. Go play a football game.
Yeah, yeah,
Show up. Show up.
yeah,
Show up.
yeah.
Why
I'm
is
Kevin.
it?
You
Why is
listen.
it? Why is it every fucking time this team has a chance to take a step forward, they shit the bed? Every time. Every time.
Yeah, Kevin, because they're a soft bunch of pricks. That's what they are. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it. You know what? I could play better than them. I could play better because you know what? If I'm given the opportunity and everything in front of me is right there, I'm going to give it 100 freaking percent. And no one yesterday gave 100 freak. It was almost like they said to themselves, "Oh my God, we have to do this. If we win this game and we keep winning and we make the playoffs, we might have to practice for an extra week. I don't want to do that. No." I mean, I know I'm being silly here, but this is what I'm looking at. I see high school kids with more heart than this team.
I typed to you all the whole game. There's no fire. There's no fire with this team. There's no
And
fire.
Kevin, would you say on paper this is the best team we've had name wise?
Yeah.
All right, so here's a stat for you. In 2022, after 10 games, the Jets were 6-4. All right, 6-4. They're fighting for something. In 2023, when after we lost Aaron and we had to deal with Zach Wilson, who we hated, not that I want him back, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. After 10 games, they were 4-6. And this year with Aaron, the GOAT Hall of Fame, I lived through the darkness. I know what I'm doing. They're 3-7. How is this team, with the names that are on this team, 3-7? Tied with New England, who we all said was going to be at the bottom. Tied with the Panthers, who we said was going to be at the bottom. And here we are. If the draft was today, we're drafting number 9. How is this possible when I can tell you names? Devontae, Rodgers, Wilson, Williams, Gardner, Sauce, AVT, Moses, Pittman. I mean, throw a name. Hall. Who else you want
Because
to throw?
they come because players die here. Players die here. They come. Who caught the winning touchdown in the Steeler game?
I was going to get to that, but I'm glad you brought that up. This was a man who we had here.
They get out of here and they flourish.
Kevin, you watched enough football. Why is that? Forget the silliness of the organizations. Or what? Why is that? I know why that is, and I know you do too. Because when you bring in a guy of a Mike Williams caliber, you figure out how to use him, and you use him ASAP. You don't say, well, he's been hurt all summer. We're going to pitch clock and pitch count and get him in slow. No, these guys are athletes. They want to be, boom, right out of the box. Hit me with a pass, boom. Because once they get that hit, they catch that ball, they're ready to rock.
How does this quarterback throw for 151 yards against that defense? With Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams as your wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, if I'm correct, right? Adams had 2 targets and dropped both, and Wilson had 2 targets and caught both. That was it as far as the wide receivers yesterday.
Well, Wilson was 5 for 41. Adams was 6 for 31.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was halftime stats. Maybe those were the halftime stats I was looking at. Anyway, Kevin, it doesn't matter how you slice it. Like Sauce Gardner, you're a professional athlete. You make a comment like, oh, yeah, it was my tackle. I know that cost us the game. No one said it was the tackle that cost us the game. But Sauce, you know football. You played it all your life. You make that tackle, we get off the field, the score is 14-6, and now our offense is pumped. You just made a key stop. Now the offense is pumped. So the fact that you're such a jackass who could say something like that and then have to delete it shows you have no business being in this sport because you don't know what it takes to win, especially for New York team.
You got thrown off like a rag doll. Maybe you gotta gain some weight or something.
Kevin,
listen, I think of myself at Sauce's age. I could have made that tackle.
Yeah, Kev. Yeah, I weigh 40 pounds more than Sauce did at his age.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been saying about Sauce, there should be some mandate. This guy needs to get on some sort of weight regimen and stop playing golf. Seriously. But these players don't want to be here, Kev. They come here 4 years. It's for their name. They want to, be a product. They want to get their names out there, and then they leave, and then they go someplace else. You know,
and go someplace else usually and be successful.
Well, we don't know how to use Mike Williams. Yeah, we're going to have Aaron. Hold on a second, Kev. We don't know how to use Mike Williams. And then we're going to have Aaron Rodgers humiliate him, a grown man that if this was anywhere else in the street and somebody humiliated you, punch him in the head. But in sports, you don't do that. You're a team play. And what does he do? He got to Pittsburgh 5 days ago, Kev. 5 days. The trade went down on Tuesday, and he caught the winning touchdown 5 days later. Meanwhile, for us, he was here 9 weeks. We didn't know how to use him. Well, he didn't practice all summer. What does that mean? He forgot the game? Come on, this is such bullshit with this team and this coaching staff. How do they think? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
And defense, I have one stat for the defense. We were reading the offensive stats. I got one stat for the defense. 20
I
missed
know.
tackles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.
20, 20, 20. 2,
20.
2
Yeah,
0.
I
Yeah.
know. And that's the second game this year with 20 or more missed tackles. What the fuck are
Disgusting.
they doing in practice all week?
Did you practice?
Exactly. Well, you always say that, but you can start to believe that this team does nothing during the week.
It's like defensively. Yeah, the whole team really. Ever since they fired the coach, ever since they fired some, the team quit. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, Kevin. But the other mistake Albright made was not promoting someone to take over the defensive play calling.
Hmm.
You can't do both in this league. You can't be the head coach and the defensive coordinator. He should have promoted someone within. This defense has never looked this bad under Albright as it did since he's become a head coach. And this team is what, 1-4 now under him?
And I mean,
One
we're
and
not even.
four?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not even going to mention the GM.
No,
The
which
GM
I
is
believe
this.
because he's been
Oh,
so
forget it. He's gone. He's gone.
he's gone. Like
Yes.
it's been so mum, he's not coming back.
Yep.
And
He's
let me
gone.
tell you something. I understand everybody wants Woody to go, and we've yelled at that too.
He's not going
Woody this
anywhere.
year, to Woody's credit, Kevin, he did everything this fan base asked him.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything. He brought in everyone we asked for.
And all I see is sell the team. You got to sell it. He's not selling the team.
He's not selling the team. I know we screamed about it too, but in reality, Kevin, he did everything we asked for as a fan base. Please go get Rodgers. He got Rodgers. Please fix the old line. Brought in Simpson. Brought in Tyron Smith, who sucks. Brought in Morgan Moses, who's playing really well. Even Simpson's playing all right. But it just doesn't matter. It's like the slogan in Meatballs. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It just, no
doesn't
matter
matter. It
what this
doesn't
fucking
matter. It
team
doesn't
does.
matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I feel like Bill Murray sitting here with it just doesn't matter because this team doesn't care. This
No.
team doesn't care. They showed it yesterday. This game reminded me of 2 years ago where we needed to beat Detroit to keep our season moving towards a playoff. It was 2 years ago on the national team, and we got schlubbed. We
I mean,
lost. The tight end caught that ball, ran it down the line, 50 yards down the line.
where's your freaking pride? Don't you even have any pride?
None. None. And you know what, Kevin? I'm going to bring up something because I just have to, because someone said something yesterday about Sam Darnold, and I didn't respond and I wanted to, but I didn't. I let it go because I'm too old to argue with people. Someone said Sam Darnold turned into a pumpkin yesterday. Sam Darnold probably had one of the worst games as a Viking. He threw 3 interceptions. But what people don't understand is that he threw for 240 yards, even with 3 interceptions. What people don't understand is that his special teams, his field goal kicker went 4 for 4. His defense, after the Jaguars' first possession, shut them out the rest of the game.
Well,
Sometimes as a defense, you have to pick up the offense. It
and
happens.
I was gonna say the only thing you need to understand is who won the game.
Yeah, yeah. And then, you want to talk, and this is why the Vikings are a good team because their quarterback had a shitty game, but they picked him up and they won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Their kicker went 4 for 4 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
one. Number two, let me tell you something, people. Unless they have a ton of injuries, put them in pencil. You could bet on the Lions are going to the Super Bowl because
Yep.
I can't even. I don't even remember I can't even think of his name right now. I'm so flustered. Threw 5 interceptions yesterday. 5 interceptions. And yet in that fourth quarter, they rallied and scored 16 points. He led them
Mm-hmm.
down the field on the
Mm-hmm.
final drive to kick the winning field
Made the
goal.
plays when he had to make the
Yeah,
plays.
because in the second half, that Detroit Lion defense shut them out. Shut Houston out in Houston. Sometimes you got to pick up your guys. This team never picks each other up. As soon as the offense doesn't score a touchdown, the defense quits. As soon as the defense gives up a 2-score lead, the
Yeah,
offense quits.
you got to play complementary football. Period.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. That's what it's all. That's what winning teams do.
My God. You were in the red zone yesterday 4 times, or maybe 5 times, and you came away with 2 field goals and 2 fourth down switching of possessions with nothing
Com-
to show for it.
Complimentary football. Who won the game for the Chiefs yesterday? Special teams.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that's my whole point. Like we can't knock we as Jet fans cannot knock another team's quarterback because you know what? Good teams rally around. You know there's going to be that one game where the defense is getting cooked. You have to
Mhm.
keep up and score just as many points to help them out. It happens. Special teams needs to make a play. This Jet team never has a fucking turnover, never has an interception. And let me tell you something, and just to stick up for the Jets for 1 second, that
Yes,
play yesterday,
there was
what
two. There was two yesterday.
that fumble where they said no, there was no play, no what? How is that even possible?
One by Connor and one by Murray. There was two.
How is that even possible? And Kevin, somebody's got to teach Ulbrich the rules because how many times is he going to throw a flag for plays that can't be reviewed?
Mm-hmm. And we recovered both.
Yeah, well, that's why they're taken away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, if I had to give stars to anybody, there's 2 stars go to uh Quentin Williams because of that friggin' hit. What a hit that was he put on Kyler Murray. And I'm going to give it to the kid. I know I said, oh, why are they bringing another kicker? That kid could kick,
Yes. He's got a
you
leg,
know?
right?
Yeah, yeah. You were saying during practice he was bombing 56-yard field goals like they were nothing.
Remember last week I said they switched because uh what was that guy's name that was just here?
Addison,
Yeah, he had no
Addison.
power. He didn't have
Yeah,
the power. Yeah.
yeah.
So
That kid yesterday,
you could see the
Schrader,
power.
whatever.
Yes.
Boy, could he kick. I'm going to give him
Yeah.
a star because he was the reason why we had 6 points.
Yep.
But Kevin, everything about this team from Aaron, and you know what, Aaron Rodgers, stop with they weren't ready. You know what, you're the leader. Get them ready. Get them ready.
Oh, it was the coach who said they weren't ready to play.
But he said they were lifeless again, right? Or some shit like that. I know he said some
Rodgers
comment.
had said there was no energy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mike Williams went here 5 days in Pittsburgh, has already caught the winning touchdown and is having a last laugh. Now he's throwing all his fingers, and props to him. Props to him.
Yeah.
Because and I got to be honest with you, Kev. After that game last night, I did not watch the Detroit game. I watched the replay this morning. Tonight's game, the Rams, Dolphins, I have no interest. And I'm getting out of town this weekend. I forgot, I'm telling you now, I'm not even going to watch the Jets Colts game. I'm not. Maybe they'll win if I don't watch.
Yeah,
A
what
big
would
deal. Big
why?
deal.
Yeah, what are you missing? What are you missing?
Yeah. I don't want to hear, well, if we run the table, we could go 10-7. Please, please. You know what? I don't mind if we lost yesterday in a heartbreaker 28-27 because there was fight. They had everything to
Nothing.
gain yesterday.
Nothing. There was
Yep.
nothing.
They had everything to
Zero.
gain yesterday, and they gave us shit. They gave us shit. And I'm supposed to go out and buy a $35 Lids cap that says New York Jets. I'm supposed to go out and buy a t-shirt for $45, a jersey for $150, and spend my money on tickets for what?
And the freaking tackling. The tackling. What the hell, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell? You could see there were whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, shoot. And I've said this a million times. What is this bullshit where you launch yourself? What is that? What the hell
teaching,
is
right?
attack like that?
Yeah. But they got to be teaching it in Jet Cam, right? They got to be teaching it because I only see them do it.
What does that do?
Nothing. Nothing.
Come a freaking dude.
Yeah. And Kevin?
Get your arms around him.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree. Agree. Agree.
Holy shit, if he's a big back, go low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I don't get
Agree.
it.
Agree. Yeah, I'm with
What,
you.
what are
I'm
you
with you. And you know
teaching?
what, Kevin?
What are you
This is a
teaching in?
discussion.
What are you teaching in Florham Park? I don't understand.
Nothing. They're
I
teaching
mean, there
them
was one
nothing.
guy. There was one
Yep.
guy who could launch himself and make a play. That was Ronnie Lott.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when
Kevin, you
he
know what?
launched
I
and
just
hit the dude didn't get back up. He
yeah.
went down and he didn't get
Yeah.
back
No.
up.
Yeah, no. Listen, Kevin, I laugh. I laugh. Again, I see Geno Smith leave here having some success. Sam Donald now having some success. Mike Williams, 9 weeks here, no TDs, 5 days in Pittsburgh, game-winning
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah,
That, you know what? That alone, and we should have known this, Kevin, yesterday. Once Mike Williams caught the winning touchdown, we should have known
yeah. There was a
all bad was going to come down on us because
right. Oh,
yeah,
let me
we
bend
gave away
over
a guy
here.
that we
Yeah,
had no use for because Rodgers had to go humiliate him. Red line, the red line. Meanwhile, his little jab today was a snake with a red line. Says a lot. Says a lot of what he thought of Rodgers. Didn't throw Rodgers under the bus, just gave a little emojis, and that was it. But that said a world to me. But yeah, disgusting. Disgusting. You know?
so now and okay, you know it's over, right? So where do you go now? Now what? Now what?
Well, you know what, Kevin? And this is why. This is why. Now that it's over and you're pretty much 90% of the way eliminated, this fucking team will go 6-1, finish 9-8, and we'll wind up picking 18th in the draft.
18th. Yeah.
You know that's what's going to happen because this is what they do. This is what they do. They give us this false hope. We'll beat the Colts, and everybody says, "Oh, we'll come back healthy and we'll run the table." We'll run the table. If anything, we'll run the table the opposite way. We might lose every game from here on out.
See Beningo today.
I didn't see anything, Kevin. I was
He
running
says,
around.
"Get to the bye and bring in Rex."
Yeah, and I understand. And I even said, I don't know if you want to repeat that, the old misery, but at this point, something, something.
Well, he made a good point. There's all who's been the best coach? Have we had a coach since him? Think about it.
And then him, no. No, but even he
No.
was under 500 when he left.
Okay.
So Rex has got to be
But
careful.
but again, I think a lot of that had to do with getting rid of Tannenbaum,
Yeah,
bringing
agree,
in Idzig,
agree.
who stripped the team.
Yeah, no, agree. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I don't
And
know.
listen, everyone's convinced, and I said this again, that Woody is going to go back to be an ambassador. I don't think President Trump is going to hire his old regime. I think he's going to look for all new cabinets, all new
Mhm.
things. I don't think Woody is good. And I could be wrong. What the hell do I know? This is not a politics show, and I know nothing of
I don't think
politics.
so either. I think
But
you're right.
everyone thinks, oh, he's going to bring. You think he's bringing back people from 8 years ago? That's not
No, I think
happening.
it's going to be new blood.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course it is. It's a different world than it was 8 years ago. You know? Everyone's, oh, I don't want Chris
I
Johnson.
mean,
He's so bad. Woody's not
eh,
going anywhere.
no, no, and he's not selling the team.
No, he's definitely not selling the team.
Not doing it.
No. As much as we scream about it, not happening, folks.
Nope. So, what
Not
do you do?
happening.
What do you do?
No,
Do you?
nothing, Kev. Nothing. We're going to come on here for the next 52 weeks, you and I, and we're going to, and you said it. It doesn't matter. Just plug in a different team because it's the same shit show.
Hmm?
There was nothing yesterday other than the field goal kicker, if you didn't want to say that, that was positive. How does an Aaron Rodgers Jet team with Devontae Adams, and I have to run through the names, Jarrett Wilson, Brees
Hmm?
Hall,
Hmm?
Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, who else is there? Gibson, Irv Charles,
Yeah,
whoever you want to name,
yeah.
score only 2 field goals. 2 field goals.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
And on one play, that one that he threw to Corley, which was a bad throw, he had Wilson in the back of the end zone wide open.
Hmm.
You know, I
I'm
don't get it.
telling you,
I don't get
he
it.
looks like Zach.
Yeah. We
Only
might have
Zach,
been better off
only
with Zach.
at least Zach could run around a little bit.
Yeah. And you know what, Kevin? Here, and I heard a few people say it, and I say it too. When is it going to be Tyrod Taylor time? And I know the Jets will never bench Aaron Rodgers because that would be sacrilegious and they'll get killed and Woody will have a cow. But you know what? Maybe it's time for some new blood at the QB.
Mm, yeah,
But
could
they're
be.
not going to do it. Then and you know what, Kevin? Here's what's troublesome. If Rodgers comes back next year, which it sounds like he might, and Devontae Adams comes back next year because they restructured that contract, that almost tells you 90% that Ulbrich is coming back. He'll just hire a defensive coordinator. Kevin, you're not going to bring in a new coach, a one-time coach, one of these young hotshots that's 37, 38, who's younger than him, and now what, he's going to listen to you?
See, that's a. I was listening to the radio today. I heard a guy bring up a point that I brought up, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Okay, what's going on in Dallas?
Yeah, okay, there's shit too.
Okay, who's the coach?
McCarthy.
All right, he might be out.
Yeah.
Okay, do you reunite him
No,
with Rodgers and Adams?
I don't. You want to know something, Kevin? It's the same reason why I'm on the fence with Rex Ryan. There is a theme, there is a thing as the game getting past you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I want to be a bodybuilder, but I can't lift what I did when I was
Yeah,
20. Like
right,
that game
right.
has passed me
Yeah,
by. Like
sure.
I don't know if McCarthy could coach this new style with these new kids, this new way of thinking. I didn't say he was a bad coach, but I think this new style of football, whatever you want to call it, he's too old for it. It's passed him by. That's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I would love Rex back, because I know teams wouldn't quit on him, I just don't know after 6 years removed from the game seven, is if he could coach it, you know?
Well, that's I heard somebody make that point today, and somebody said, "Well, look at Dick Vermeil,
Yeah.
retired, couldn't take it anymore, and then came back and won it with the Rams." So,
Yes. But the difference is retired. He couldn't take it. Rex
mhm.
fired, never got rehired.
Right, right.
McCarthy, once he gets fired, he may consult for someone or help out on his staff. He's not going to head. There are too many good young head coaches out there who are not afraid. Listen, I said it to you yesterday. The Cardinals were up big, 21-6, and they still went for it on fourth down because these coaches are a little more daring. They don't fear. They know they got a good team. They know what their team could do, so they're willing to risk it a little more.
Because remember when we were looking for the coach, but like when we hired Sala, didn't McCarthy interview and he wanted the
Yes.
job or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He interviewed
Uh,
Brian Dable, which, all right, forget it with him. He also interviewed. You know, we knocked Brian Dable, and rightfully so, but people forget he did take the Giants to the playoffs.
mhm.
Solid didn't take his team to the playoffs. We didn't even sniff the playoffs. Now, the Giants are terrible now, but they went to the playoffs under Brian Dable. We didn't go shit. We're not going shit.
Mhm.
We haven't been a 500 team under the Sala regime.
Incredible. Incredible. And what's the GM's record now? 30 and 63 or something?
Something like that, right? Yeah, no, I saw that, but I didn't make a note of it. I did see that.
I mean, how are these guys still here?
Yeah, yeah.
I-
Good.
30 and 63?
Yeah, yeah. Kevin, Sam Donald this year alone has won 7 games as a quarterback. If he wins no games the rest of the year, he still probably will win more games than Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets this year. And that's scary.
Unreal.
That's scary. The Vikings under Sam Darnold are 7-2. All they got to do is play 500 football the rest of the way. They're going to finish 11-6 and make the playoffs. How about them apples? The Detroit Lions, who under Dan Campbell, his first year was 3-14, and then the second year, I believe they went what to the AFC Championship. This is his third year with this team. Are you kidding me?
And I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not sitting here saying we don't. I wouldn't love to see them rip off the next 7 games. That's not what I'm saying. It's not going to happen though,
No,
because there's no life. There's nothing.
no.
There's
There's no
nothing.
fight on this team.
No, no,
There's no.
nothing.
You know what, Kevin?
The coaches don't know what they're doing.
No. Kevin, here's how you know there's no fight on this team. Now, I gave you two quarterbacks who had shitty games, but their teams picked them up and they won. Now, I don't condone fighting amongst your own teammates, but sometimes you need to tell somebody, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" And everyone knocked him, but Debo was right when he yelled at the kicker and the long snapper for mixing the extra point or missing the field goal. You know, they're
Hmm.
busting their asses to get down here. You have one job: make the
Hmm.
kick. Should
You
Debo
got,
have
you
done it
got
on
one
national
job.
TV? Should Debo have called him out and pushed the guy on national TV and almost have a scuffle? But you know what? I like that fire because then the 49ers in the end won the
You
game.
want to win. You want to win.
Exactly. Where's
Yes.
that fight on the Jets? And didn't Quinn Williams make some sort of comment today because a fan called him out about, oh,
Quincy.
this is just my
Quincy.
job?
Quincy.
Quincy? Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's just your job. Okay. Well, maybe you get fired from your job.
And something about you better like it was kind of like a threat or
Yeah. Yeah. And then I heard he removed it later, right? He
yeah.
removed it later. But I mean, seriously?
You better watch yourself or something like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like this is what our Jet players are doing, you know?
Well, I think a lot of that is the solid culture.
What, the no show, no play for your team
No,
culture?
you know, social media, this, social. What do you play football?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
worrying about tweeting shit.
Yeah, no, I
Play
know.
football.
I
Holy
know.
shit.
You're 10-1 right now, Kevin. Tweet away, Instagram away, TikTok away. When you're three and
You know,
seven and you're the
you
laughing
know what I
stock
would
of
have
the
done if I
league,
was, you know what I would do if I was the coach and I came into the locker room and we were 3-7 after a loss like that, and I saw somebody on their phones, I'd grab it out of their hand and I'd throw it against the wall.
but that was the old way. You can't do that now, Kev. I know, I understand. But you know what, Kevin? Again, no accountability. Like this Kinlaw is still playing. He had two bad penalties yesterday. Michael Clemens is still playing. The man doesn't know football. He's just a big, strong guy. That's all he is. Go be a bodybuilder. You'll make more success that way. You're not a football player. And let me ask you something. Maybe because I was just discussing. Was McDonald hurt yesterday? Because I didn't hear him at all.
No, I didn't hear Reddick either. Where did he play yesterday or
No, but at
something,
least I
Reddick?
saw Reddick a couple of times. I don't even know if I
Yeah.
saw McDonald yesterday.
Yeah,
Like that was
I think
quiet.
he played.
You know, everyone talking about, oh, he has all sacks. You see, Joe Douglas doesn't know. He leads the team with 8 sacks. Biggest game for us. I didn't hear his name once. I didn't hear his
No,
name once.
you didn't hear any of their names
Yeah, no, that's
because
true.
every time somebody got the ball, they were into the secondary before you knew it.
My God. And Kyler Murray, who's this big, ran all, did everything, made it look like a superstar. And Marvin Harrison, we don't hear, and hold on, that wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., who you hear very little because he's all the way out in Arizona. Boy, can he play.
Michael Clemens, dude, how many times are you going to get burned on the edge by a scrambling quarterback? How many times?
Yeah, yeah.
The same play you did against Josh Allen, which lost the game
Yeah.
pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
didn't lose the game, but
Oh, but I
that
know
was
what you're
it.
saying. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying. I know what you're
yeah.
saying. I know what you're
You
saying.
did the same thing. It was like the same play they ran
Yeah.
yesterday as the
And
Bills
Kevin,
did. Yeah,
and Kevin,
and who was there? And bit again.
yeah. Michael Clemens is not a starter on this team or any team, but for the Jets, he is. Michael Clemens is the guy you bring in the fourth quarter when you're up 27-3. You got no chance of losing, and you don't want your starters to get hurt. then you bring him in. But on our team, he's a stud. This is what a stud looks like, Jet fans. Please, please. And
I
let me
mean,
ask you another question. Go ahead, say what you were going to say, then I'll ask my
again
question.
on that play. How can you not have a spy on Murray? How
Yeah.
can you not have somebody? He's going to contain the edge. He's going to, don't let him get the first down.
I don't know because these are obvious football questions that everyone has answers to, but our team, we're sitting there and we're yelling. You see the play before it's even snapped. You see what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. It's incredible.
Tell me something, Kevin. And I know it's a home game for us. How are we almost 4 points favored next Sunday?
I don't know.
Is it because it's the geriatric bowl and
Go,
Flacco's a little
I was, I
slower
was just going to say
than
because
Aaron Rodgers? That's
those two are playing
how.
quarterback.
Yeah. How are we even favored in that
I
game?
don't know because it's home. Because I can't tell you. To me, that's like a sucker bet.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay away. Stay away.
Yeah.
And you know what, Kevin? Even though they lost yesterday, props to Denver for taking it to KC
Mm-hmm.
down to the wire. And if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't for a missed field goal in the final
Yep.
second, was it a block punt, whatever
Yeah, it
it
was
was,
blocked. Yeah, it was
they
blocked.
would have beat that fucking team.
Yep. Yep. But hey, there's certain teams that the football gods look down
Yeah.
on, man.
Well, when you're confident and you know how to play this
That's
game
right.
and you know how
Yes.
to win in this game, winning breeds excellence. It brings
Yes.
confidence from top of the
Yes.
player to the
It's a
bottom of the
culture.
player
It's
on
a
the team.
culture.
They all, yes, yes. And this Jet team is just the opposite. And you know
Just
what?
like I was just gonna say, just like losing is a culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Rodgers, as good as he was, is not the same Rodgers that we've grown up with.
No, no. He can't move.
No.
Guy can't move.
His passes aren't even accurate anymore, Kev. He's not even
No,
that accurate.
no.
5 years ago, he would have hit Malachi Corley in the
Well,
breadbasket, and
you
Malachi
know,
would have went right into the end zone.
I'm
5 years
watching
ago,
him. I'm watching him. He's just like lofting the ball. He's just
yeah,
like going like that.
yeah.
Like there's no,
Because there's no
there's
more
no,
zip on that arm.
yeah,
There's no more zip on
like
that arm. He's
lofting it.
41. He's
Yeah.
41. And he's going to come back next year? For what? See, for me, Kevin, the best thing is that the Jets could do, and I said this to you today, is an exorcism. Clean out house, clean out everything. And this is the question this is what I wanted you to do, almost like a homework assignment. Next time we come on, we're going to discuss 15 players that this team should build around and everything else throw away. I'd
Mhm.
rather them start from the bottom and have one or two bad seasons, but see an improvement than try to trick us with bringing in this old timer, that old timer, this old timer, that old timer, who's only here because it's the final leg of their tour and they're here for the millions.
Mhm. Oh
You
yeah,
you
it's
have
like I typed it to you last night. I said, I don't even give a shit. And just
yeah.
oh well, where's my check?
Yeah, like when you see a guy like Tyron Smith who's been so good, and all of a sudden Dallas doesn't want to re-up on him, you have to ask yourself, hmm, why? Hmm. But
Mhm.
because we're suck, we're the Jets, we need to bring everyone in here to hopefully help us and hopefully catch lightning in a bottle, which we never
Well,
do.
and it's like players that are good. Okay, we go after these guys because they're good. They have success in other places. They come here, they forget how to play.
Kevin,
They
is
forget
it
how
that
to
they
play.
forget how to, I know you keep saying that, and the proof is in the pudding. We see it, but are they forgetting how they play, or are they being taught wrong?
I don't know. I
I
mean,
keep saying,
if you're a wily vet from another team, you still know how to play football.
I agree. But if the coach says, "Hey, Tyron, do it this way, or your ass is going to be on the bench," you start to say to yourself, "All right, even though I think it's wrong, I'm going to do it this way."
Yeah, who
Don't you
knows?
think?
Well, yeah,
I,
got
I,
one of the
I,
worst
I feel
offensive
it's like
line coaches in the league.
yeah, I know, and he's still here, and we didn't fire him. It's the same thing, Kevin. If you tell a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, whatever, 3 + 2 is 5, and you've been telling that all his life, and then he goes somewhere else, or let's say or the other way around. All your life, 3 + 2 is 5, but then you get to the other teacher who's trying to tell you 3 + 2 is 6. And if you don't believe me, go sit down. Go sit down. And then you have to say, all right, so she must be right. She's my teacher. I don't know. Like I just feel like the Jets teach everything ass backwards. I don't know. I don't even
Well,
know if I'm
yeah,
making the
yeah,
right
yeah,
analogy
yeah,
here.
no, yeah,
I'm just so you
absolutely,
know, it's true. Like we
absolutely.
get these guys, they come in here, and all of a sudden it's like they're 4 years old. They forget sports. They forget
Yes,
football, a game they've been
yes,
playing all their lives.
yes.
Let me ask you. I didn't know much about Sauce Gardner until the draft, and I looked him up. But I would like to go back now and see his highlights. Did he always miss tackles?
And listen, it wasn't like this the first 2 years. This guy's regressed.
Mm. Yeah, because you know what? He's guaranteed to start no matter what. The Jets don't ever bench anyone, so he's guaranteed. So why should he kill himself? He knows he's got to start up. And this goes back to the word we used 4 weeks ago: accountability. Where
Like
is
I
it?
like I said to you last night, I said the only time he makes a play lately is when the ref misses the holding.
Yeah, yeah. Where's this accountability we keep hearing about?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I would
know.
love for the Jets to scrape everything. Just hear me out. I know this is not going to happen. Keep Tyrod Taylor for the next 2 years as your starter and bring in someone from the draft. Hopefully, we get a high enough pick. Let him sit down for 2 years behind Tyrod. Bring in Pennington as the quarterback's coach, or I don't know if Josh McCown wants to come back. Somebody, I don't know, somebody who knows the game, was a smart student of the game. He didn't have the arm strength, like a father or up, but was smart enough to coach this kid up till he's ready.
Who's your head coach?
I know, Kevin. I know everyone keeps screaming no more defensive coordinators. Aaron Glenn is a strong candidate.
Oh yeah, I
Also, the
agree.
offense, what's it? Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator from the Lions, another strong candidate.
But again, like I heard today, who's going to want to come here
You know what, Kevin? We always say that who's going to want to come
to
here.
this shit show? To this shit show.
I understand where you're coming from, but two things I'll say. There's only 32 of these. There's not 1,032,000 of these jobs. There's only 32 of them, and every coach has an ego and has to say, "I could fix this. If I
And I
look at this mess top to bottom, I could fix this."
and
Now I'm not saying
ironically,
because I'm sure when Salah got the job, he sat back with his staff going, "We can fix this."
yeah, of course.
Because as a coach, Kevin, even as a player, if you don't have that mentality that you're the best, you can get shit done, why are you playing? Why are you in the league?
And ironically, Rex today, I think it was today, actually kind of endorsed Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
heard that. Well,
mhm.
he threw 4 names out there, but he also endorsed Deion Sanders for the Cowboys job.
Yeah,
It's
he
might be
endorsed
smart.
he endorsed himself for the Jet job.
His job. I know. I know. I know. But anyway, Kev, that's it for me because,
What are
again,
you
like
gonna
you said,
say, man?
every Sunday night we could come on here every Monday and just insert a different team,
Whatever
but
team,
say the
yes,
same story over and over and over and over again.
yes,
We heard all week how great they were in that second half against Houston, and they're gonna grow on it. This is one to grow on. This is a learning experience.
ten
Well,
days
someone didn't
off,
open
a
up the
little
books
mini,
this
a
week.
little, 10 days off, a little mini buy. We got to be
Yeah,
ready. Yeah,
yeah.
every
Someone didn't open up their books this week because,
you need
oof,
this one to lose earlier in the day. Oh my God,
yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
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 And sure enough, every time you got a chance to seize the day, you're a day late and a buck short.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go, here's what I want to say because you brought up the mini buy. So every time the Jets had more than 7 days off because of the mini
That's
buy, so 10 days off, 8 days off, 9 days off, whatever, even 2 weeks because of the buy. Since 2016, the Jets are 4-23. 4-23 when they have 7 days of rest or more. 4-23.
coaching staff's really get them ready to play, huh?
Yeah. From 2016. So we just can't blame the Solid crew. It goes back to
No.
the Ace crew and part of the Bowles crew. But
Yes.
can you imagine where I thought I heard somebody say that when the Chiefs come off for a bye or 7 days, or longer rest, they're like 27-1,
Well,
like a
yeah, because you're
ridiculous
supposed
number.
to use those days to prepare for the team.
Yes. Yeah, at least the coaches are. The players get it off, but the coaches supposed to sit down and watch film and start game plans. So when the players come in that Monday, boom, they're off and running.
Listen, when I heard Ulbrich say we weren't ready to play, well, how do you say what? What?
Yeah.
I don't know that I what?
Oh, but as a Jet fan, please lie to me. Tell me that you guys were ready and you just got spanked by a better
Holy shit.
team.
Holy
You know?
shit. You're coming out telling me
It's
we
not like when you were
weren't
15, 16, and you ask your girlfriend, "Are you kissing that other guy?" And she says no, and you say, "All right, lie to me. Don't I don't. Oh, I don't. Oh, Kevin, I'm just done. Like I said, I'm not even going to be around this weekend to watch them. Maybe they'll win. I don't know. I don't know. Again, 7 hours of my life. The first three and a half
yeah.
hours ended the way I wanted it to. We could not have wrote a better script. Denver loses in the final seconds. The Colts lose. Who else lost yesterday? Who was the other team that we needed to lose? Oh shit, I can't even think right now. But they lost too. The Bengals lost.
Yes.
Everyone that we needed to lose
Yes.
lost.
Yes.
You know, even at one point the Chargers were losing 7-0, and Tennessee was helping us out.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin, like everyone thinks, oh yeah, we'll win the next seven, whatever. So much, and I said this to you even before the Arizona game. So much has to happen when you have to jump four teams. It's hard. It's hard. This isn't baseball where you have 162 games. You
You
have
could
17 games, and when you fall behind two or three, it's hard to come back.
you could have been a game out of the seventh spot with seven to play.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and beating the Colts next week would have gave you sole possession. Well, not so, but
Yes.
they would have
But
been
move
looking
you
for
right. You would have moved
Yep,
right in. Yep.
yeah, and I believe I don't have the schedule in front of me. The Steelers are playing the Bengals this weekend, so that could have been another loss for the Bengals.
And I don't know who Denver's playing.
No, no,
So
I'll have to look at the schedule for next week. Yeah, uh,
it's killing me.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
freaking killing me.
Kevin, I keep saying I'm getting older, I'm getting older. It's gonna, and I hate to say this, and I know it'll never happen, but I almost wanna retire from the Jets for 1 year, root for another team, just to watch exciting football, and then come back to my team. You know, like you said, Dick Vermeil. I want
Just
to pull a Dick Vermeil. I
yeah,
want to
just
come back a year later, refreshed, and watch this team from a different perspective because. I don't know. I feel like I need a year off.
they kill
I-
you. This team,
Yeah,
this team drains you. It
15
drains
years.
the it drains the life out of you.
Yeah, 15 years. 15 years, no
It
playoffs.
makes you hate they make you hate football. They really do.
You know, it doesn't make me hate football. It makes me hate myself for being born into this, for being born into Jet Kingdom, Jet Nation, whatever you want, because everyone before me was Jet fans, and I grew up a Jet fan.
You said to me last night you didn't even watch the Detroit game, right?
No.
They make you hate football.
Yeah. I guess you're right. You're right. I guess you're right.
They make you hate football.
Yeah. Yeah.
They suck the life out of you.
Yeah. You're right. I get Kev. My birth certificate says I'm going to be 55, but watching the Jets, I feel 75 because it's right. You're right. I'm tired. I'm disgusted. I feel like an idiot for rooting for this team. Like there are 31 other
Yes,
teams I could root for.
it, it, I think we had season tickets since Shea. Okay, and when the PSL came up, that was it. I got rid of them, and
Mhm.
I always questioned myself. Oh wow, did I make a mistake?
Mm.
Thank God,
Uh, yeah. No, I hear you.
thank
I hear you.
God.
I
You
hear
want
you.
me? How much money do you want for this shit? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
No, you're right. The only saving grace next year is that the Jets play every Sunday game at 1 o'clock. Because to have to watch them at 4:30 and be miserable all night, or have to watch them in prime time and stay up till 3:30 in the morning to cool your engines and recoup,
And
I
and just
can't.
and play the stupid plays over in your head while
Hey,
you're laying
yeah,
there trying to go. Like, are you kidding me?
yeah, yeah. No, agree, agree, agree. But I just wish, and I know it never happens because it is a business for them. I wish that some of these players could sit down in a room and have 20 or 30 Jeff fans just tell them what a Sunday means to them and what happens when this team loses. Like they should know, and I'm sure they do know, but who knows how passionate of a fan base we are.
Listen,
There are dudes that take off over the summer vacation to go watch this team practice.
the
Practice.
the tuna said there's winning and there's misery. There ain't nothing else.
Kevin, we're not
There's
even winning. I could take, you know what? If you told me the last 4 years we finished every year 10-7, 9-8, and just missed the playoffs, I could live with that because it's football. What I saw yesterday, Kevin, was not football. I
no.
watched high school kids play better games. I watch high school kids play better games.
That was a bunch of dudes just going through the motions.
Yeah, 20 missed tackles. Are you
What
kidding
20,
me?
20. That's it tells me there's no, zero effort.
Against the team who has the 24th ranked defense and I think the 12th, maybe the 13th best offense.
And then listening to Ulbrich, and he says, "Well, we drilled it. They had specific drills on how to tackle Connor, and you still couldn't do it."
Who was in these watching these drills? Just the coaches? Because
I
it
get,
didn't look like the players knew anything. Yeah. It is what it is, Kev. It
so
is
to
what it
me,
is.
to me, I mean, tackling is like the most fundamental part of football, right? It's like you don't. Who doesn't know how to tackle?
Excuse me. Especially if you're playing on the defensive side of the ball.
That's what
Know
I'm
how to
saying.
tackle.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, to miss 20 tackles, that's effort.
Yeah.
That's effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fuck it. That's what that is. Oh
Okay.
well, I missed them. Fuck it.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right, Kev. You're right. Anyway, that's it for me. That's it for
Yeah,
me.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Another 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 week. Click another one off. Seven more of
Another.
these.
Yeah, and you know,
Holy shit.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? For me, the season's over. I'm not gonna try to say I don't care. You could tell me I'm not a real Jet fan. I'm a bullshit. Blah blah blah. Please, I'll bleed for this team, but I can't. I can't sit here and say they're gonna make this run. They give me no belief that they could make this run.
Well, I might
Yesterday
as well
they,
sit here. I might as well sit here every Sunday and bash myself in the head with a
yeah.
hammer.
Because Kevin, if they
I
would
don't
have
know.
won yesterday, the vibes going into this Colt game at home would have been
Yes,
huge. But again,
yes,
when the cards are on the table and we have
yep.
everything to gain, this team will shit the bed 9 out of 10 times.
And it's not just this team. It's we've said this go years
Yeah,
going back. It's the
yeah,
same. It's the same freaking. You've seen
yeah,
it year after year, quarterback after quarterback, coach after coach, regime after regime.
yeah,
Every time you had a chance to take a step forward, you know
yeah, yeah.
every and there's been other times when things lined up. Oh my God, this is your seize the day. Nope.
No, no, agree, agree. Anyway, that's it
Yep.
on my end,
That's
Kev.
it.
Yep, yep.
See,
I will talk
drains
to
you,
you.
doesn't they? Drain you. Don't
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Shit. All right, you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Try to
Next
have
week.
a good night, guys and girls.
On to the Colts.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later. Jet up. Have a good one.